Yeah, I started.
Dang it, John.
Oh my! Oh, hey, wait a minute. For the sound, for the aficionados.
For you ASMR heads.
God damn it! I can't get it.
It's fine. I'll do this.
Oh shit!
Yeah, you just splashed all over me.
I'm sorry. I didn't know that would happen.
Oh man, I fisted too much for the sound.
Kind of creepy sounds for our creepy movie.
Ooh.
Welcome to One Foot on the Ground.
This is Johnny.
This is Ashley. You're in the middle, the beginning of our OctoberFest. Ooh, we're starting things off real crazy. With
real crazy.
Beautiful French film called Eyes Without a Face from 1960. And I wanted to try to say the name of the film in French. Les
Liaisons.
The
Dangerous Liaisons.
Well,
We're watching Cruel Intentions.
No.
That's what it's based on, right? Cruel Intentions?
Yeah, this is based on Cruel Intentions. What is that? It's a Y.
Alright, so that script is also
I don't like it.
funky. You're gonna have to find a new
Hey, Criterion. You hear that?
Yeah, it's too artsy, Criterion.
It's too cutesy.
Has anyone ever told you that? Sometimes you can be a little much.
Sans visage. I know visage. And sans means without.
Without, yeah.
So, les yeux? Which would be eyes, I guess, right?
Yes.
Les yeux?
No, wasn't the title edited?
Les yeux sans visage. Visage is face. I know that because of Michel Visage. Anyway, the gays out there know what I'm talking about.
I missed it.
Oh, well, the gay boys, I guess. Whoops.
What is that? What is that line in Kimmy Schmidt where Titus is telling her that the boy that her friend's about to marry is gay? And what did he call him? He said he's got pants on, or stain on his pants that can only come from restaining God, I can't remember what he says, but she's like, what? And he's like, it's gay for desk. And
Gay for desk?
Yes, God, what is it? You are a something. And he's like, I'm a desk? Man, I can't remember. All right, cut this out. All right, I'm embarrassed.
Oh, we can start it. How do you...
Oh, apologies.
So,
like
Eyes Without a Face, 1960. This is directed by Georges Franju. Georges Franju. The subtitles should already be there.
They are.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
I was about to say, because it's a French film, people. This is our first foreign film.
Is it?
Yeah, right? Well, for the podcast, that was certainly not the first foreign film that we watched. Well, I guess Totoro is technically a Japanese film, but we watched it in English.
Okay.
This one we're watching in French because that's the only option.
But if we had... Oh, damn it.
What is happening right now? Oh! The music!
The music!
It's crazy.
Alright, John.
Very carnivalesque.
You know what You're gonna be mad at me. Maybe I will ruin this like I did Totoro.
Oh, man, what? What now? Is there a dead body hanging from a tree?
No. Have you seen Curb Your Enthusiasm?
I've seen one episode.
Because this theme song reminds me of the theme song from Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Maybe he borrowed it.
Right. Right, but so whenever this music comes up, it's whenever that one woman is up to no good.
In the movie?
In this movie, oh. Yeah. And I'm like, somebody's gonna get themselves in some trouble.
So you took this as a comedy.
Yeah.
Which is not.
No, it's not, but it definitely lightened it up for me because I definitely only saw this movie today.
Oh, you watched it today?
I watched it today.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a real early morning.
So, to get people, because this is going to all be in French, so you guys, if you can hear it, it's not really, unless you know French. So we're going to have to walk you through this movie a little bit more than usual. So I'm going to start things off by telling you about what's happening to begin with. Well, I mean, I guess if I explain what happened, then you'll know the plot of the whole movie.
Well,
because it's kind of simple.
I think that's totally fine though.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I'm throwing it out there that that's what's going to happen. Is this loud?
I was just thinking that. I was looking for it. Because I thought I had turned it down.
I'm like yelling.
I don't think.
So about the face and the eyes and so
Monster Boss.
I do love the soundtrack to this, and actually,
you would probably love the soundtrack to Curb Your
Enthusiasm. The soundtrack to this was released on compact disc at some point. And I was like, I need to have this. Look at that little French car. So let me explain what happened and why this movie is happening. So the basic premise is that a very prestigious doctor, his daughter was in a car accident years ago, before this movie started.
Yes.
And the car accident oddly, I don't know,
messed
ripped
up her
face off. Which is one of those things where you don't really question it, you just go along with it.
Well, no, all right, she says that she should have died. And that most everything was like...
Technically, she was declared dead. Like...
Well,
that is
was
something
missing.
that they did. Well...
And he had to identify his missing daughter. There's another dude who also had a daughter that's missing, but that was the daughter that he identified as his daughter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which, well, I think that's what's about to happen.
I just, skipped ahead a bunch. No, she's tossing a body.
She's tossing a body. So it opens up with this gorgeous woman. She's absolutely gorgeous. Her eyebrows are impeccable. So... Basically, what happened, she's taking this body out into the middle of nowhere to dump it. We don't know why at this point, but we do know eventually that she's basically, the assistant for the doctor?
Kind of. I think she's like a big fan.
She's like a huge,
she's indebted to
fan.
Him, too. Because
I think she's attracted to her face. Right? Yeah.
Well, of course.
But he fixed her face, too. Mm-hmm. So she has like a debt to him, sort of.
Yeah.
She shouldn't, because she probably paid for it. But so she's going to dump this body, and the body's going to surface, and this because the doctor's daughter technically, like you said, she was in the accident, and either they never recovered the body or something to that effect.
But
what
confused.
Really happened was the doctor took the daughter home and has her there.
He's a Dr. Frankenstein.
Kinda, and he...
Kinda?
Well, I guess he is.
He's a Dr. Frankenstein. All right, listen up, people. I watched this today, right?
I mean,
I'm going to tell you in the most Larry David way possible.
Oh, God.
There's this guy who's like a Dr. Frankenstein.
I'm sorry, dead lady.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to.
She's wearing stockings here, but she's not in a moment.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, continuity issue. Uh-oh. But yeah, so we've got a Dr. Frankenstein, and he's like patching up dogs and like doing whatever, and he's like giving speeches or seminars or whatever because he's like really prestigious
in the
people like love him. Yeah, and he's a genius.
Well,
right?
Technically,
amongst his peers, he's thought
of as a genius, but he
has a status that he identifies himself as, and also feels a need to maintain. And
he's very pompous.
Yeah, and he's got a daughter whose face is tore up.
Up from the flow up.
We learned that he might blame himself, that he was reckless while driving, and so in that accident, yeah, probably. And then he was reckless while driving. Her face got destroyed, and he's doing experiments on people now to recover the face of his daughter. Who and what he's doing is he's just straight up carving off the face like Nicolas Cage and John Travolta.
I'm gonna get into that.
Yeah. And it's not taking because he's not using science. He's using plaster.
He's using idiocy.
He's just sewing it together and it's like, there it is. I am a genius.
Do they have the same blood type? I mean,
don't you have to have a tissue match?
Like shit that.
He's just picking women with the same eyes as his daughter.
Why don't you use your skin, bitch?
Right.
Genetically, it probably works better.
Why didn't he graft skin from her butt?
I mean, so much of this is just like, I mean, it's obvious that it's just supposed to be a horror film, and we're not really supposed to.
But it's also 1960 French, French film.
I will say,
maybe the technology wasn't there. Like, 1960s, you need a graft tissue. Or you need a match.
That next to the
well, I was hoping it made noise before, and then it got too much head, and then
there's never too much head.
John? Uh-oh.
One can never have too much head. Which I'm sure this doctor agrees.
Oh my goodness! I can't tell if you're making a joke because he definitely seems like he could be a perverse doctor. Or because he needs all those faces to mutilate.
That too.
In the name of science. And it doesn't seem like it's really for his daughter. Because the argument where she's like you're not.
Oh, I see what okay, so this is one of the points of the movie that kind of is interesting to me. Is that he's doing all this because of his daughter.
Right.
Like, and I think in his brain, that's what needs to happen. For her, she doesn't want any of this shit to go on.
Right.
She's just kind of like, well, what?
I think he's worried that the community that praises him would look at him and be like, if you're so good, why can't you fix her face?
Oh, I see. That's why she's hidden away. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. But then the other thing is like, well, okay, well, what if you fix her, which could happen, I don't know, maybe. Yeah. Like, what if one of these faces sticks?
Literally.
Doesn't fall off her face. Like, what would you do? It's not like you can tell anybody.
Yeah, he told her, like, go backpacking. Like, go backpacking, come back, we can get you a new name. And it seems, when he's talking to her about that, it made me feel really weird. After she gets her new face and she, like, everything's going well, it's, like, all tight and nice. They're at dinner
for the guy.
He's like,
gave her a little facelift at the same time, just to make sure.
And she's like, "Oh, what about Jacques, who is like very clearly like her ex-lover, who thinks that she's missing?" And she keeps
calling him, but not saying anything.
Just to hear his voice. That made me so sad.
Hear his voice. Yeah. Well, and this is the other thing. The woman that plays her. Props to her.
Don't look at me.
Props to her. I'm not. Props to her because she did this kind of like, what is it, V for Vendetta? Where the original actor that was going to play the character, V or whatever.
Yeah.
Was his name V?
Yes.
The guy that was going to play him originally ended up not doing the film because he was pissed that they were never going to show the face. And their original choice was busy doing the Lord of the Rings shit. So he ended up coming in, Mr. Smith. What is his name?
Brad Pitt.
Actor. No.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Oh, now I get it. Okay. No, the actor.
Mean Mr. Anderson from.
Yeah. He was also in
The Matrix.
Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
Oh.
What is his name?
Okay.
I know it, but I can't think of it. Anyway, whatever. He ended up playing the part. Which, that's originally who they wanted anyway. So they were like, well, now that this motherfucker's out of the way, you can come do it.
Oh, you mean the guy in Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
I was making a joke. Go ahead.
But he ended up yeah, like he did the film. Anyway, not the point. But they never took his mask off. You never, and that was a point in the movie, was that he was completely anonymous the whole time. That was the whole point.
Yes.
Anyway, so just speaking of people that you never see the film, like Darth Vader, same kind of thing. Like that actor, he did the whole part, and then like later they were like, let's gonna fix your voice here and use somebody else.
No, you did great.
You did
as a body.
It was great as a body.
With no
and that's
expression.
The funny thing, like all the actors and Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher, they all talk about how the fact that they always remember that guy, that actor, like doing the voice, and he does not sound anything like that. And that the guy that played that part, Darth Vader, in the suit, was the bodyguard in A Clockwork Orange.
Oh,
yeah, big beefy dude.
Look at that. That's similar to Guardians of the Galaxy. The guy who stood in for Rocket Raccoon, Vin Diesel's character. He was
Vin Diesel?
Wasn't Vin Diesel Rocket Raccoon?
No, he was Groot.
Oh, I'm sorry. Who was Rocket?
It was Bradley Cooper.
Oh, okay. So Bradley Cooper wasn't on set with them.
Yeah, no.
It was this other dude who would wear the green suit. He was a stand-in, and he was there for all the scenes, and so that's who, like, they remember.
Yeah. It's kind of like, honestly, to, like, go further with that kind of thing, is that the guy who played Jar Jar Binks, like, which is a sore subject for a lot of people.
Whatever, Jar Jar Binks is a Sith Lord. I'll stand by it.
Besides
no, let's get into it.
Besides all that stuff. But my point was, like, when they were, like, the behind the scenes, if you ever watched the behind the scenes for the first movie, like, all the actors were so impressed by him. They were like, he's so good. Like, Liam Neeson was like, this guy's amazing.
Yeah.
And, like, they all thought that he was going to be, like, the next big thing because they thought he was just doing this amazing job. And while he was on the set, everything was great. And then when the movie came out, everybody hated Jar Jar Binks. But I watched a thing about this, and I thought it was interesting. I think it was a deflection thing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think Jar Jar Binks was that bad, technically. Right. And the actor did a fine job doing the part. But it was just, everybody was angry that it wasn't what they expected, so they had to have something to hate.
Yeah.
And they chose Jar Jar Binks. And of course, that poor guy, like, he was close to suicide as far as I know, because he was so hated for that character.
Oh, man.
And like I said, everybody on the set and everybody while they were filming were like, this dude's amazing. Like, they were praising him the whole time, and then it turns out, well, so was I bad?
Yeah.
No, technically you were fine.
Maybe my coworkers were just being really nice.
See, I don't think Liam Neeson just wouldn't have said anything. Honestly.
I feel that, yeah.
He's not the kind of person that would do that.
Unless he was the first person to say something and everyone else just agreed with him.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But Liam Neeson would not, he would just not have said anything. He was like, well, he was fun to work with. Or, you know what I mean? Like, he just wouldn't have said something bad, but he wouldn't have said praises like that. I'm certain of it.
Right.
Whatever. Anyway, so back to this movie.
So this woman, there's a picture of her on there's a framed picture of her on the piano.
Who?
Of the woman in this movie.
Oh, the sidekick lady? Or
no, the daughter.
Oh, okay.
There's a picture of the daughter on the mantle.
Oh.
Or on the piano,
there's a painting of her, too.
Oh, yes. Yes, there is. We were talking about actors whose faces don't get shown.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Well, and that's... Oh, we haven't even brought up possibly the best part of the whole movie, in my opinion, is that she wears a mask the entire movie.
Yeah.
And the mask is so spectacularly creepy.
Yeah.
Like, when I first saw this, that's why I bought the movie, because I saw a frame from it, and I was like, what? I was like, I have to see this. Because it's just creepy. It's the creepy, and the way that the actress plays her.
Oh my goodness.
Is
dude.
so...
All I could think was,
I don't even know how to explain it.
This is so French. Like,
that too,
the whole time. Like, when she puts the mask on and she's, like, roaming around the mansion.
It's very, like, Jean Cocteau kind of, like, just...
Yeah, very... she's just, like, she's so dainty. Like, she just, like, stepped off the stage of the Nutcracker.
Yeah. She's very, like, her...
Yeah, and she's, like, so, like...
Her whole
still
presence.
Quirky and light.
Which we still haven't even seen her yet.
It's still creepy.
Like, as if you're following along with the movie.
Yeah, we haven't met her yet.
You haven't even met her yet.
No, we've just met Lucy David. That's my name for her because Larry David from Curb Your Enthusiasm. Yeah, because every time she's out of the mansion, she's up to no good, and that little song plays.
I mean, well, and that's the thing. She's the woman that kind of basically gets the girls.
Yeah, she funds this guy, not financially, but like
she gets the girls that he's going to slice their faces off and use for his daughter. She goes and collects them. Well, she finds them.
And the guy is surprised, by the way, when they die. He's just sedating
ripping their faces off.
Cutting their faces off. And then they're like dying. And he's like, oh, well, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Yeah. Seriously, it's like Whomping Willows. I love it.
Yeah, like him.
So
they're leaving the cemetery where...
She basically had a moral... breakdown where she's like, I can't do this anymore.
And
he's like, get yourself together, lady. We've got to do this. Yeah, she did. She had a little issue with it.
Maybe it's because she liked Edna. Was that the girl's name? Edna?
The girl that they killed? Well, that's the thing. So the girl that they just found dead, the one that she dropped the body off.
It's not Christine.
Well, that's the thing. Was she actually... did her face get removed?
Yes, her face was mangled. They mentioned that.
So he's already tried once, basically.
Yes.
But it did. Well, see, this is the thing. The time frame for this particular moment is weird to me because the face shouldn't have fallen off so quickly, right? Or maybe it did for this one. I don't know.
All right, so for the first one, or the first two, I believe Edna's the third. And then there's the fourth that doesn't happen. Spoiler. But the first two, he tried to cut the face off in pieces and graph it slowly. And he made a comment.
He needs to have the most of the face intact when he takes it off.
Yeah, he wasn't about to risk it. He's like, maybe that's the problem. Maybe it's just like too many
the other
pieces.
thing that freaks me out is that every time he does this, he doesn't only have to do it to the girl that he's ripping the face off.
He has to do it to his daughter, too.
Because he has to get her, meat exposed?
Yeah, I doubt her face was that mangled when the accident happened. It's just been more mangled from her dad messing with it the whole time.
Well, that too, yeah, for sure. Ew, God, oh God. Blech. So gross.
Yeah, because, there's
this is a horror movie.
Yeah. I still feel bad for the quirky Amelie character. The girl who wears that mask. That would be a good mask to have, though.
I would love to have that mask.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely like rubber because
totally
it moves with her when she talks.
I think in the film it's supposed to be porcelain. I think they mentioned that it's porcelain.
Oh,
but I believe
it
does. I think doesn't it move?
Yeah, and when she puts her face on Lucy David,
so creepy.
It bends in the jaw.
In the jaw, okay.
Yeah, when she's crying about not wanting to do this anymore.
But I feel like they mentioned that it's supposed to have been porcelain because there's a reason for it, but I can't remember what. Maybe that's what keeps her face raw.
Because it's non-porous. Oh.
This isn't funny.
Oh, jeez. Oh, maybe I missed it. I mean, it's French, so I could have.
I was gonna say, so basically, this particular film was the first time French filmmakers got into the genre of horror.
This is it?
Yeah, because they really weren't embracing the whole idea, but then all these American films were so popular,
graphic, I'm sure,
Frankenstein and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's the thing. This, they weren't, and. This one technically... how do I explain it? I think some of them were. But anyway, the whole thing was when the producer came to the director and was like, okay, look, I have to read it because I don't want to mess it up. So he says...
Pull up your notes.
I'm pulling out my notes here. If I can find it.
Gross.
Oh, do-do-do-do-do-do.
Oh, that thing.
Oh, God, I'm trying to say... Oh, here. she's finally in the movie.
Oh, yeah, but we don't see her face because it's in a pillow. But everyone, because obviously they're not showing the face, and so they're avoiding, like, the visual of it. And so it's just him and her name's Louise. It's Louise David. Not Lucy David.
Oh my God.
They grab her face. They grab her face when they talk to her. Like, oh, your face. Your face. And they've removed all mirrors in the home, but she can see her hideous face in all the reflective surfaces of like a knife or of the varnished floors.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. They want to make sure
she's like, I can still see I'm ugly, and they're like, wear your mask, lady. I thought that they didn't want to see her face. I thought it was for vanity purposes or for her to feel normal. But if she doesn't have mirrors in the home, then I don't know how that would improve her state of mind. I think it just brings it down further when they're like, can you put on a mask, sweetie?
Please put on your mask, because I don't want to look at your hamburger. So this comes from an essay by David Calat, I believe. I think that's how you say his name. Okay. Anyway, he says, most French directors would have been insulted to be offered this job, but Franjou, having grown up on the films of silent era fantasists, that's a hard word to say, Georges Méliès or Louis Fillard, I love both of those filmmakers, relished the chance to make his own contribution to the genre of fantastique. Since the genre now included Peter Cushing's Dr. Frankenstein casually wiping a blood-stained palm on his jacket, Eyes Without a Face would have to include blood. Not just... Oh, sorry. I read that wrong. I'm not good at reading, if you noticed.
Yeah, it's John's first time.
Just not Borkin...
He's doing good.
I don't know what the fuck that says. Borkin Caution? Oh, that's the guy's name. Just not, Borkin cautioned, too much blood. Don't want to worry the French censors. Oh, and by the way, Borkin added, don't show animals being tortured. That upsets the British. Also, no mad scientists, since Germans are touchy about the whole Nazi doctor thing. So, the joke with that whole little thing I read is that this film literally has all three of those things.
Yes.
So, this Borkin said while handing Franjou a project about a mad doctor who tortures animals while cutting off women's faces. So basically, it's like, what?
Yeah,
but the thing I was going to say, and this is where I was going with that, and that's why I wanted to read that, because it's the way that the film is made, I think, made a difference.
Right.
Does that make sense? Like, it's not just a horror film like we would picture one at this time. It's like, it is a... how do you say that? It's a fine piece of cinema, done in a very stylistic way, and the way that he presents all those things, like, yeah, those things are in there, but they're kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. It's not like they're very naturalistically brought into the film.
Yeah, you're not being like...
You're not being bombarded with all the weird, like a German or a crazy doctor.
I mean, it's a little weird. This scene made me uncomfortable when she put the mask on her face.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they're not...
But you know what I'm saying, right? Does that make sense? It's almost
not
like
oversaturated.
Clockwork Orange being a stylized violence. It's not... It's more cinematic than it is a violent movie. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, that thing I was trying to remember earlier. It was George Franjou. Is that his name?
Franjou?
The director. He was the one who said it wasn't a horror film. He said it was more like a film of anguish, which I guess would fall under the umbrella of horror. That last part was me. He called it a film of anguish, which is sad, but. Yeah, it didn't get a great reception when it first came out.
No.
Yeah.
No. And when
they were like George, you could do better.
It did pass the censors.
Yeah.
And now she's walking around. It's so creepy.
Yeah, she's like looking at photos as though she's never been in this place before.
And even like her collar, like being up like that, it's just it adds to this.
Whips her neck up to like look at something new.
It's just so she's so good at this.
You live here.
You knew
this isn't her first time.
This actress obviously, she knew how to carry this character to make it this way. Do you know what I mean? Like. You can't just... This is something Audrey Hepburn would have done really well.
Ooh, she does look a lot like Audrey Hepburn.
She actually does. Like, the mask does look like Audrey.
Yes.
It's just...
And it's just the way she, like, holds herself, too.
Yeah. Like, see that? Like, that whole leaning forward, kind of looking over the rail. It's just... She's so good at this. Anyway.
Yeah, she's so very French. So is Audrey, though.
yeah. Very European.
Yeah.
So anyway, so when the first audiences saw this, like, the French tried to basically pretend like this film never happened. They're like, well, what? What film? Mm-hmm. I don't know what you're talking about. That never happened. And then when it premiered in, I want to say, Scotland maybe? Or Ireland? One of those countries. Sure. 7 people fainted.
Oh, yeah.
During the first showing of it, which was...
during the surgery scene.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like, when you read anything about this, like, they bring up that pretty quickly. They're like, so yeah, this film, there's a surgery scene. But this other thing about this is, this inspired so many other things.
Like the Mask for Halloween?
Mask for Halloween was one of them, yes. Because he mentioned, he's like, I just wanted a plain, simple, blank
John
mask.
Carpenter? Yeah.
He's like this old film I saw, Eyes Without a Face. Now she's going to call her boyfriend.
Jacques? Is that right?
Confuse the poor guy. Her hair, too. I love her hair.
We also don't know who she's calling. We just know she's, like, dialing out.
Oh, we know. We know from hindsight.
Right. We in this moment know because...
the audience
we've seen the movie already. Yeah.
But she's definitely done this to him before because he's acting like this has happened before.
Yes.
So...
oh man! Now that I think about that face keeping her meat
tender.
Yeah.
Oh, there she is.
Yeah, that's a painting of her for sure.
Playing with doves. Doves are important for that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember why. There's symbolism. I don't know. Whatever. It's French. But.
Yeah. Oh, go on with Face Off.
Oh yeah. So Face Off. John Woo. That's what he got.
Louise is up to no good. You hear that music?
Uh-oh. What is she doing?
Yeah, she's picking a girl out of the crowd.
Attractive.
Yeah, she's a blue-eyed girl.
Going to see a movie, are you? Mm-hmm. A cinematic wonder?
Yeah, she's going to buy a cheap seat to Victims of Devour. Is that what that poster is back there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, a little foreshadowing.
So yeah,
there.
Face Off. The whole removing of the face scene is kind of, it's almost exactly
identical.
The same.
Yeah,
that's where that came from. God, there was a bunch of films that were inspired by this. I mean, there's a bunch that I had never seen, so I was like, well, I'm not gonna mention.
I'm not gonna talk about those movies. I don't know what those movies about.
But also Billy Idol, he had a song called "Eyes Without a Face."
Yeah, is that related?
Yes, he wrote that because of this film. And in the background chorus, the French title is
Present. And
it was, I think it was his first top 10 hit.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
I can't even think of that song.
Neither can I, but whatever.
I can only think of White Wedding.
Well, everybody knows that.
Does everyone? Dancing with Myself. That's the other one.
Was that him?
Wasn't it? On the roads of Tokyo. Oh, yeah, that's him. He's got
really?
He's got that little.
I didn't know that was him.
I
didn't pay that much attention to him when he was happening when I was around.
Well, I paid a bunch of attention to him.
Like I remember
he was in The Wedding Singer.
But I did not like White Wedding. I don't. I still to this day I don't like that song. Sorry.
It's not as fun as Dancing with Myself.
No. That oddly looks like something from an Audrey Hepburn film. So
Maybe
it was.
France.
It's in Paris. So now she's bringing another victim to the mansion in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, under the guise of her looking at a home to rent out.
She's gonna rent a room, and she's like, "Well, it's a quick train ride," because I think she mentions how far
it's less than 20 minutes by this train to Paris.
And she's got that creepy ass music.
And the woman, several times over, she's like, I gotta go. I gotta get to Paris before dark. I'm meeting someone, and they're like, "Oh, why? What's the bother? What's the rush?
You can have food here."
Yeah, and she's like, "But I'm meeting another person. Like, that's so rude." And they're like, "All right, well," and then he
This actually does. This photography here reminds me a lot of Jean Cocteau, especially the film Orphée or Orpheus, which is so fucking good. We should do
Orpheus.
Orpheus.
What Orpheus?
Orpheus. Orphée. Which that's what I'm kind of saying about the style of the film. It's very, just the way that it's presented is very, almost sophisticated. Which, one of the films I actually thought about doing other than this one was Carnival of Souls, but I don't have the Blu-ray yet, so we're not doing it. But it's kind of similar where they were going for a specific looking film. Like they wanted to look like an Ingmar Bergman film, but feel like and they pulled it off brilliant. Which is funny because the guys that made Carnival of Souls, they had a weird job. Like they were like steel workers or something.
Yeah.
And they randomly made this one movie, and that was it. They only ever did the one movie.
Well, they had the one idea.
It was a good fucking movie. That's a fucking good movie. I love that film. I'm so mad I don't have the Blu-ray yet, but whatever. I'll get on that later.
Wait, what is this called?
Carnival of Souls.
Okay.
It's on the Criterion Collection.
Ooh, what's the spine number?
Oh God, I can't remember. Randomly know the spine number?
I was just being a butthole.
I know what one is. Grande Illusion by Jean Renoir, which is out of print.
What's the most recent?
The most recent? I don't know. I know that...
Most recent spine.
The most recent... Well, 1,000. I know what 1,000 is.
There's more than 1,000 in Criterion?
No. God. Number 1,000 is the Godzilla box set that they're putting out.
Okay.
So I know that. I couldn't memorize all those fucking numbers. I know that...
No, I wasn't asking. I wanted to know how many there were.
There's I think now that they've announced December, now there will be more than 1,000. But it's also tricky because they've also done things that don't have numbers. Like the Ingmar Bergman box set, most of those don't have spine numbers because they're part of the box set and they're not releasing them individually yet. Does that make sense? It's very tricky. There's a lot of...
Sorry,
it's nerdy.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Anyway, so the director of this film... Okay, so I want to talk about a couple things. So the director of photography, the guy who photographed this film, he worked with Fritz Lang. Okay. And, obviously other people too,
but Fritz Lang did spooky silent films.
Oh.
Yeah, they were spooky, sci-fi.
Yeah, sci-fi. I would say more on the line of sci-fi.
All right, fine.
Fantastic.
World domination. Okay, fine.
But he, the director of photography, he was the guy who invented, I want to say this correctly. It's a specific technique for special effects. It's named after
Green
him.
Screen.
No.
And his name was Professor Green.
Way before that.
Splice. His name was Splicer.
No. His name is Eugène Schuftan, maybe? Schuftan?
Oh, the Schuftan twist. No, I know this.
The Schuftan process is the process. But the process is, now, and this is so fascinating. If you ever watch like Metropolis, a lot of the old Fritz Lang movies have this, but I want to say Metropolis might have been no, maybe it was, whatever, I don't know. It was one of those. But
Was it drawing on the cells?
No. It's where...
You.
I want to say it had to have been Metropolis was the first one, where Fritz Lang wanted to have, like, crowds of people or cars or whatever in the scene of the city so that it's moving and you can see people moving through the city. But logically, you couldn't because we can't build a city.
Yeah.
So instead, they would build the models and they would photograph... Well, they would place the camera... It's kind of weird. They would place the camera where it was pointed at an angle at a mirror, and the mirror would be reflecting the model, and then you would cut out on the mirror. You know how the back of the mirror is like a paint.
Yes.
That makes it mirror.
Yes.
You would
chrome
you
paint,
would cut out the parts that, like the streets, and then way off in the distance over here, you're going to have the roads that line up with those things, with actual people and cars, and it'd be photographed at the same time. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So that's what they would do. And it was his technique that he came up with, and they used it a lot. Yeah, it was a lot of work. But because he had to get the distance of the camera with the actual live people just right with the model and the mirror and the things. And eventually it was replaced with like rear projection, and then Stanley Kubrick used front projection.
Oh.
2001: A Space Odyssey, which enhanced the technique even further.
Look at that.
So anyway, and to this day, front projection, I still don't understand how it works. Like, I've read it, I know exactly how they kind of do it. I feel like I need a visual. And it's hard to.
I was just going to say, I'm pretty sure there's videos on it.
It's like there's a backdrop, I think, maybe behind the action that you're filming. If you need like the Dawn of Man sequences, like they would have the 8 men in their costumes with some rocks, and then in the behind them would be the projection of the desert or whatever.
Right.
But it would be in a way that it's being projected, and the screen that's behind them can only pick up the image of the projection or something.
Like a silver screen?
Something like that. It's some kind of... silver is definitely part of it.
Well, yeah, silver screens tend to hold on to more light, which is why we use silver screens for, like, 3D movies.
Yeah.
Those have to be on special screens, whereas, like, regular film projectors can project onto, like, a plain old white screen, but you have to have, like, a special screen to retain and properly project those images for 3D films. Yeah, front screen projection.
So now the daughter has come downstairs to the... Well, I don't know if it's not... It's like a lab, sort of. Well, I don't know. It's tricky.
Front screens project light, rear screens diffuse light. Which would make sense if it was a silver screen.
Mm-hmm.
Keep talking. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, so anyway, so she found her way down to the laboratory.
Oh. And to see the next victim.
Her
next face.
And this basement or I don't know, I guess it's the basement. It's kind of like the garage, sort of. And then just on to the garage, like there's an extra bit of building where there's dogs being held in cages. And now they're all freaking out because you turned on the lights.
When I first watched this, Chewie freaked out from the dogs crying.
Aw.
Yeah.
But now she's creepily walking around with the dogs.
She's petting each and every one of them.
I guess he does experiments with the dogs.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Like you can see that one has stitches on its side.
Yes.
So maybe he's trying to do the same kind of thing, like
resting. He does that. He does that later after the graph fails on her for like after Edna. We see a scene with him like being upset about something, and he has a dog on the table, and he has a different patch of fur on the dog, like in a square.
Okay, yeah.
And he's like talking about like, oh, if only it was the same beast, but it can't be the same beast, and like blah blah blah. And then when she's begging Louise to kill her, she's like, we can use like one of the injections that my dad gives to the dogs whenever the experiments go wrong.
Yeah.
So. And also,
he puts them down if it goes bad or whatever.
Yeah, and he also, like, who's the guy who's catching the dogs with him? Does he know that he's, like, running experiments on the dogs?
Oh, I don't know. Does he have a friend
they're, like, catching a stray together.
Well, I don't think it would be that weird for him to experiment on dogs to other people.
Okay, that's fair.
Do you know what I mean? Oh, I mean, it is.
That's fair. It's French. It's not British.
but I'm saying, like, it's obviously we don't like that,
right?
But I don't think that they would
at
this particular time and blah blah blah.
It's rubber.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now this girl that's been chloroformed.
Yes. And
she's about to wake
reluctant
up
the whole time.
She's about to wake up, and she's going to see the face of
this popped collar queen.
The popped collar queen, Miss Imelda Zane.
And we also get to see her face for the first time.
Her face. Well,
sort of.
It's a little blurred.
Yeah.
Actually, to be honest, it's not that bad.
I was thinking that, and I was like, it's gotta be this dude's honor that he's trying to protect.
Oh, it's absolutely. Yeah. It's his pride, or his egotism.
His ego. You
ego. Ego. Oh, that's another film that was inspired by it. Okay, so I just remembered it. No. Oh. The Skin I Live In. Have you ever seen that?
No, that sounds really familiar, though.
It was with Antonio Banderas.
Okay.
Oh, shit. Now, it's tricky for me to talk about it because I kind of don't want to if you haven't seen it and our audience hasn't seen it, because you fucking should.
What?
Because
it's going to be weird, like Mysterious Skin.
It's definitely weird. But it's I don't think so anyway.
Okay.
It's about a surgeon, and he's doing kind of like those like experiments that he shouldn't be doing. How do I explain this without giving it away? Basically, at some point in the movie, you realize what's going on, and it's like, what?
He's doing like patchwork?
I don't even want to say. If you know, then you know.
Okay.
But some of our audience might actually know what I'm talking about. But I kind of don't want to give it away just in case.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so good. I love that film. It's so good.
You want to know something that bothers me? All right, I get it. It was in the 60s. And you know what? Technology wasn't even, like medical technology, wasn't where we are today. Yeah. But his line doesn't even line up.
It doesn't make any sense.
He does like an outline of her face so that he can like carve it down. And the line he originally draws doesn't line up. And now, the new line that he's carving, this guy does not have a steady hand whatsoever.
No, not at all.
And he's, like, making, like, these weird, like, carves, and it's, like, a little jagged.
This is so gross. I can understand how I feel.
Oh, this doesn't bother me one bit. I could just talk right through this just fine.
No, it's really gross. I like how I look away and it's reflected in the front projection. Oh, God. So
it's reflecting in my sliding glass door, so it's perfectly, so John can't look away. But we're in the surgery scene. We're in the surgery scene.
Now, this is the scene that everybody freaks out about.
Yeah. But yeah,
this is like the horror part.
Yeah, he's just carving away as though he's a guy who really loved his own idea.
Why didn't he do like those lines when he was drawing the other fucking lines?
I don't know, because he wanted to not change gloves and contaminate his stuff further.
Oh, so I want to talk about this too. So
yeah.
In reality, in real life,
right,
there was this drag queen. I believe she's passed away since, but she was known for the fact that she had a lot of surgeries.
Right.
lot of face things, and this makes me sick.
But when they peel it off?
Well,
or just that there's blood everywhere?
Well, both. But no, I'm talking about what I'm about to tell you. It makes me sick.
Oh.
But they basically do exactly what's happening here because of the plastic surgery that she had, where, because you know how they do like the tissue around a breast implant, it forms like a gross callus kind of thing around it.
Yeah. What is that?
Like your body's trying to reject it.
Yeah.
Well, basically, what happened with this drag queen was so much shit in the face that it kept having issues, and they'd have to lift the face off, scrape all the shit off of it, and then put it back on. Periodically. Like it happened more than once.
Oh, and I was like, that's rough.
So every time I see this, I'm like, it actually happens! Like, it's so disturbing.
They had to go in and sand my bones in my ankle.
You're freaking me out, dude!
Yeah, because you know that, like, I had shattered my ankle like a while ago. And I had like a little like suture holding in like all the shattered bits so that they would like grow back together.
God,
and then I've got plates and screws on the other side, and then I have like a screw that goes all the way across between the tibia and fibula, right? And that long screw broke, but it broke like while it was like still in the bone, sort of, but like kind of out. And they were like, oh, like one of my doctors was like, oh, if it doesn't hurt you, you're totally fine. But then I started getting more pain in like the joint of my ankle. And so when they looked at it, it turns out that broken screw was chipping my bone. And so those little bone chips were going down into...
I just hurt myself shivering. So many things are happening.
And so they had to go in and clean it out. And basically they had to like sand it down and like do all types of stuff. And then they put in a fiber optic wire that like holds those bones together. So, you know, my bones don't go on both sides of my feet.
Watch out.
That happened to my uncle.
Optics. Look at that. Oh my God, it's so gross.
Yeah. Woo! They taken off her face now.
Now, notice how the nose just pops right off. Like,
yeah, no issues.
The nose. They fade off right there. Now, okay, so when it came out in America,
yes,
they cut it a lot. They dubbed it, and they called it, what was it? Oh shit! What was it called?
They called it the original title.
No.
Or not the original
title. This was like a weird fucking title.
See, this is where they catch the dog.
The Horror Chamber of Dr. Faustus.
They also took out the part where he was nice, the part that humanized him.
Yes,
right?
They took out the scene where he was treating a boy patient, like a kid, and then they basically did like a weird zoom in for the surgery scene, and I think they faded it off quicker before they took the face off. I think
they faded that out quicker.
They basically just didn't show you very much at all.
They were just real spooked, and they were like, "You can't watch this.
The face came off.
It's too spooky."
They should have just put that as an insert. The face came off.
It's just like a black title card.
Yeah.
The face came off.
We're in a silent film now.
Carry on. Yeah.
Nothing happened. Nothing to see.
Huh. Yeah, so here they are. They're talking about like, oh, you know, people buy dogs and they love the dogs when they're puppies, but then the dogs grow up and then they eat too much and they need too much attention, and so they let the dogs go in the woods.
Which, I feel like that is a thing that happens.
Well, yeah. Well, and I imagine back then it was like more prevalent because it seemed like totally normal for them to be picking up dogs. But now he's like, okay, I'll just take that. That's fine. I'll take that dog to my lair with my other dogs. I have a kennel set up there.
I've got tons.
It's
of
like
dogs.
a thing I do. I'm like a humanitarian or like whatever. Meanwhile, all these dogs got stitches.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Also, this woman got a new face, right?
Yeah.
What happened to her? Do you know?
Oh,
Did I miss
don't
it?
Remember. I don't know if they ever talk about it.
I don't know if they ever talked about what happened to Louise David.
Maybe she just wanted a facelift.
Maybe. Her scar's at her neck, too. It's not around her face.
Oh, because that's why she wears the
pearls. Yeah.
Oh!
What?
Wait a minute. No. Well, no, because she couldn't have had her face removed.
Oh, look. She shows the scar.
Oh, yeah, because that's an embarrassment for him that he couldn't fix her scar, I think, right?
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, and this is the other thing. She couldn't have had her face replaced because clearly that doesn't work. So she couldn't be a success story running around.
Well, all right. So when he's talking to Edna, he's telling her that he can do it. And she's like, no, you can't. And he was like, you have doubt in me? I have faith in myself. Shouldn't that be enough for you? And first of all, what? Like, you've already attempted and mangled her face 2-3 times now. But also, then after he leaves, Louise comes in and she's like, oh, like, you know, he'll do it. He'll figure it out like he did with me. You know, like, look at me. I'm a success.
Well, but probably not for the same.
Yeah, maybe not for her face. Maybe something along her neck. But he hides it, and I don't know if it's because like he makes her cover her scar up. And I don't know if it's because he doesn't want to acknowledge, like, maybe he killed people for her too. You know? Or
I don't know.
Maybe
they never go into it, right?
Or maybe she has the face of his dead wife.
Ew, gross. Oh no!
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
So the girl, they removed her face.
Mm-hmm.
She just hit Julia Louise Dreyfus. I don't know where that came from.
That's really funny because she's also in Curb Your Enthusiasm.
You know what's funny?
And Seinfeld and Larry David.
Did Seinfeld.
Yeah.
That was completely on accident. Sort of.
Yeah.
Anyway, whatever. She hit her over the head.
It fits the whole theme. It's because of that song. She's like,
oh no, she has escaped. I don't know where that accent came from.
It wasn't even French. Oh no.
Oh no. Now, why is she? This is a horror film right here.
Because she ran upstairs. She ran about the front door.
Yes. Like, girl, you don't ever run upstairs.
Somebody's
that is a
remembering
dumb thing
their
to do.
rules from Scream.
There you go. I remembered one. Don't fucking run upstairs, you dumbass.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, don't do that. But this is the other thing. To me, I mean, I don't know. I mean, well, I don't know. I don't know how.
But she's running upstairs to kill herself.
Oh, is that what she's trying to do?
Isn't it? How many flights?
I don't know. It's a big fucking house, apparently. Like, I need to be a
why would he be renting out a room?
Look at the paneling on those walls. God, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Love that.
She ran upstairs and jumped out the window.
Oh. Well, that's fucked up. Well, this is what I was about to bring up. Is like, what would I do if somebody randomly removed my face? Like, would I... I don't think... Well, first of all, I couldn't kill myself. This is not a thing I can do.
I think that
I feel like I would I would leave.
I would rub my face in their face. Yeah.
I'd run off somewhere and be like, hey, some guy took my face.
And they're like, ah!
I feel like for
in Texas Chainsaw.
Me specifically,
go ahead.
maybe not for other people.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just, I don't think it would bother me that much. That sounds really weird.
To have your face removed?
Like, I would just rather live through it, and then I'd be like, hey, guys, you know my face? It was removed. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it'd be a good story. It'd be like, so this one time, and it's clear, because you could see. Yeah. My face was removed.
Do you want to know how I got these scars?
Yeah, I'd be like the Joker, only not a murderer, because I'm not going to kill anybody either. But
I mean, who knows what that trauma will do to you?
That is true. I don't know. But
yeah, I also don't think I would kill myself because I didn't have a face.
No.
But I also don't know
like
that
that
Edna knows
in
what she's
what
she's in for.
Do you know what I'm talking about? 7?
With Brad Pitt?
Yeah, where he gets he gave the vain girl an option, with like a phone in one hand, glued to one hand, and a bottle of pills in the other hand.
Mm-hmm.
And then he cut up her face. So you have to make a choice, like either live and call 911 or die.
Oh,
and she
yeah.
killed herself. And that's the thing, because she was a model, I think.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like, that's fucking dumb. Like, you're more than your fucking face.
There are surgeons that would have done pro bono work.
I feel like I'd have
to fix that.
Bigger problem if somebody cut off my dick. That would fuck me up. I'd be like, please don't cut off my dick.
I think I would have a bigger problem with female circumcision.
God, they do that.
Yeah.
I can't believe they do that. It's so fucked up. I can't. Men are disgusting.
Yeah, I think there's, like, surgeries that you can get to, like, help and, like, repair that. But I still don't.
I mean, how evil. Oh, God, men.
Because I think to remove my face, you're just... I think to remove a face, it's the skin. You just have to replace the skin, right? Like,
that's what
everything else is just under it.
I got plenty of motherfucking skin.
Maybe I don't understand very well.
Here's the thing.
They're not mangling the
kidnapped,
muscle.
Somebody removes my face, which, first of all, I might actually be okay with, because look at the beard on my fucking face. I can't control this thing. Like, so it would probably get rid of that. So I'd be like, hey, cool. Okay, well, you just ripped off all my follicles and shit. So now you got my beard in a jar.
You think they're keeping it as a wet specimen?
I got this nice belly. Mm-hmm. So you can take some of that. Put it on my face.
That bothers me. Oh, well, the skin. Okay, that's fine.
Well, I mean, but
I was thinking, like, taking off your belly. I was like,
well, I meant, like, while they're doing the reconstructive shit. Like, take skin off of other parts of my body. Well, just remove the fat, too. Just get it all off of there. And then, you know what? Just when you cut the skin off of my belly fat, you should do it in a way so that there's 6 little spots left. And then stitch it all together really tight. Boom. So I get a 6-pack and a new face. I'm feeling good about myself. I like this. I mean, but don't kidnap me.
Yeah, I know that would still suck. But if we had to choose, yeah. Also,
but if I had to choose, I would live through it, and I would just go and get some shit done.
And that was Edna's friend being like, she was supposed to come by.
Oh, that's the girl they ripped the face off?
The photo they're holding is Edna, whose face
because
whose face was removed. Her friend, who she was supposed to meet up with, she was like, she didn't meet up with me, and I know she ain't the type to stand me up. So.
But why do they have a picture of Edna? Is that the...
Christine is the
oh
daughter.
My God, you're confusing the hell out of me. Who's Edna?
Edna is the girl who they abducted.
That's what I just said a minute ago. So the photograph right there is who?
Edna.
Because I thought that looked like the kidnapping lady.
Right. They're picking out... Wait. Edna was kidnapped.
So what is the name of Julia Louise-Dreyfus? Does she have a name?
Louise?
Lucy
David?
Julia Louise-Dreyfus. Oh my God.
Her.
I don't know
to the right
anymore. Yeah.
Louise.
Okay.
Lucy David.
Okay. Lucy.
Dr. Faceoff.
Edna is who? The girl that just threw herself out the window?
Yes. Okay. Edna's dead.
Now the picture that they just had was supposed to be who?
It was Edna.
Oh, look, she has a face.
I
forgot about
Edna's face.
The daughter has a face.
That's Edna's face on her face.
Well, I would say technically, because that definitely looks like the actress that's playing the part of the woman.
Right.
They didn't actually remove Edna's face.
The people they're picking are these blue-eyed women with a similar beauty. Which doesn't make any sense
because they're not using the eyes.
I know, it's so dumb. But the way they describe it is like, oh, it's a blue-eyed woman of similar beauty.
You can't tell me that shaky-ass handwork from that... Like, there is no scarring on her whatsoever.
Except
around her eyes,
except
nothing.
under the yeah, especially around the eyes. He didn't cut the full circles around the eyes.
No,
Don't think I
there
didn't
should
notice.
be big scars right around her eyes. She's really pretty.
Yeah. She looks
I mean,
like a
the
porcelain
actress.
doll.
She's-
She looks
which
like
she looks like her
the mask.
not the Jim Carrey mask.
No.
She looks like the
No,
mask that
and
she
she
wears
pulls out a
in this
cigar and
movie.
goes, "Smoking."
Oh God. No.
Yeah, absolutely. Love it. But here's where he's telling her about, like, Jacques, like, well, you can start a new life or whatever. And then he starts stroking that glass that's in front of him. Oh, smile.
Well, 'cause
smile.
he's funny.
Not too much.
Don't smile so much. Don't smile so much.
Yeah.
Oh, he's actually telling her that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. It's not funny. None of this is funny. This is not a joke.
It's a little funny.
This is the most serious
Is his
film
desk
we've
in
ever
the
done.
dining room?
Look, that's a problem for me. He just climbed up 18,000 flights of stairs to find a woman that flung herself out of a goddamn window.
Right.
But you can't even have 2 rooms, one for your office and one for the dining room?
Yeah, he's literally it's in the
You
same
have
room.
everything in the same room. Is that also her bedroom? Oh, maybe it is.
Oh. And do they think that they're keeping her captive
Look at her cute little dress.
in her bedroom? It is a nice dress.
Oh, she's so cute. Ew, stop looking at your daughter.
Yeah.
Oh, is that a scar?
He's looking at the
one scar?
his patchwork. You're not wearing makeup, I hope.
Why would you put makeup on a
Because her cheeks are rosy.
funky ass face? Oh, excuse me.
Gross.
You have rosy cheeks.
Yeah, he's worried.
Yeah, I wonder why she has rosy cheeks. Because her face is gonna melt off.
Oh no.
And actually, this part to me was creepier than surgery.
I can
The
see that.
montage
Yeah.
of like her face literally melting off of her face. It's so fucking creepy. Because basically, what happens, kids?
It rejects the tissue.
The face rejects the face.
Yeah, because they're just stealing blue-eyed women and removing their faces.
They're not doing DNA testing. They're not making sure that the skin is.
Yeah, they're not doing tissue matches
something.
or blood matches. They're just doing. They're
just
carving it off all
willy-nilly,
willy-nilly.
just carving shit. They might as well just go out and get a pumpkin. Let's carve this pumpkin and shove it on our meat. God, this poor thing.
Oh, she got that fresh meat under that porcelain, and so it's gotta be a new type of scar.
Here we go.
Yeah, here's the montage.
Here it goes.
5 days
Oh,
later,
God,
she
it's
started to get a
gross.
little spotty. And you can start seeing scars that like weren't there because
They
he
weren't
took it
there
in one
before.
piece,
I don't
and
know
so it's like
how
a scar
there's
from like the
weird
nose
scars
to
there.
the jaw.
Oh God, it's so disgusting.
Yeah, and now the graft tissue, like necrosis, is like apparent. It's rotting underneath, and it's coming
Why
out.
wouldn't you just take
It
it off
looks like
of her?
those people who what was it, crocodile? That drug where it like eats the flesh from the inside
Oh
out.
God, stop it! It's making me
Yeah,
sick.
she looks like a zombie.
Oh, that's the last one. I thought I got worse. Now, see,
No,
this is the thing.
no.
As soon as it starts doing that, I don't. Why would you fucking keep documenting? Take it off of her fucking face.
And he's got to know for science.
Yeah, fuck science.
Also,
You
are those
can't-
loots
I've told
above
you
her
this
bed?
before. You can't do anything with this. I mean, this is giving away a little bit about the skin I live in, or whatever it's called. Is that it's kind of the same thing where it's like you did this work that you can't tell anybody about
Yeah.
because
Look at this dog.
you shouldn't have done it in the first place.
It's got a different patch.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
With hair, of course, because that makes sense.
Yeah,
You
it's
wouldn't
yeah.
shave the area first.
Otherwise, you
fucking weirdo.
wouldn't know it's two different dogs.
Well-
John.
Oh my God! So now she's back in her porcelain face.
Yeah, keeping that meat fresh.
Keeping
I
that
hate
meat
you for mentioning it. That's all I think about.
Under that, she looks
I
like
thought they were just
a
ashamed
nice,
of her.
nice raw piece of chicken that they're going to bread and fry up. God, I want fried chicken.
I can see it. Man, I have chicken. It's not fried, though. Sorry. It's spicy.
No.
Oh. Wow.
I don't like bones either. I'm not a bone person.
Oh. I did not know that.
You didn't know that? That's a very common thing to know.
You seem like a bone person.
Maybe a dick.
Yeah.
But
I
not
thought it
bones
just.
and
I
meat.
thought it translated to.
No.
You know,
I'm
your
not
other
sucking
meats.
on a goddamn bone. Honestly, I've always had that issue, even growing up, like, because it's very difficult because this is why I have so many weird food things, because my family was so weird to me about it growing up.
About
like,
your
if
food
we
things?
had drumsticks or whatever,
Right.
you know, I would eat what I thought I could, and then be like, yeah, I'm done. And my dad or whatever would come behind me and be like, there's so much meat on this bone. How come you didn't get all this part? And then he would start eating it off of there.
Suck it off the bone?
And then he would show up with a fucking clean-ass bone. And I was like, well, ew.
Those people freak me out.
I'm not doing
I love
that.
it.
And this is what I'm saying. Like, every fucking time. So that's why, at a certain point, I was like, no bones. Because I am tired of you people having an issue with me not knowing how to eat the meat on the bone.
Oh, I have Publix chicken tenders in there as well, if you'd like a chicken tender.
Why didn't you mention that? That's fried chicken.
Yeah. And it's the best fried chicken. It's the only fried chicken I will eat is Publix fried chicken. So if you guys don't live in Florida and you don't know the glory that is Publix,
oh, maybe they don't.
you should probably like Uber Eats it.
We got some foreign exchange students.
Yeah.
We got some people in Australia.
Oh, maybe we should post our picture of the Florida beers.
I keep forgetting to post more pictures.
Yeah.
I'm really bad at that, guys. I'm sorry. It's my fault.
Yeah, I put the burden on John by not doing it.
I mean, I meant to take some video today, but we didn't, and now it's dark and nobody can see us.
I have lights.
Not that creepy light that shows ghosts.
Oh, that one doesn't show. I have another one there. I have another camera.
Oh,
I'm just,
no.
Not an inch of this space will be undocumented.
I can see.
Mm-hmm.
So
Not right now because the lights are off.
So anyway, bones, no. Oh, that's like, okay, so I dated this person, horrible. And you know what? I'm just going to say.
Tell me about his bone?
I'm going to say. No, he had a weird bone, though.
Yeah. Oh, no.
You just happened to mention it. I'm sorry. He did. He had a really fucking weird dick.
Tell me.
Should I? Is that a thing?
I don't know.
Do people want to know? Do the inquiring minds want to
I
know?
want to know
about the
what's
dick?
weird.
It was.
Was it just turned? Was it two
no,
colors?
it was.
Ooh, was it 3 colors like a snake?
No.
Was it like the red touch black? And
was,
you knew that you were okay.
It was shaped almost like a candy corn. It was. Oh God! Can you imagine if he ever hears this? I hope he doesn't stalk me and find.
Like vanilla.
No, it did not.
Because candy corn's tips taste like vanilla, right? That's like the secret.
The secret is, I love candy corns. I didn't really necessarily love the dick.
Oh, that's all.
It was. I mean, okay.
Sounds like a traffic cone.
The relationship was weird anyway.
Okay.
To be honest, and I probably talked about it before, but I was with him for 5 years. It was horrifying. And if he's listening to this, dude, it's not about you.
You got it.
It's not about you. It is about you. And you'll know by the candy corn dick description. So
that's if he identifies
as
having a candy
really
corn
thick
penis.
at the base.
No, I know what a candy corn looks like.
But it was like, because of that...
I wasn't thinking of an inverted candy corn.
Because there were moments when we were going to try to have sexual intercourse of some sort. Mm-hmm. And we couldn't find a condom that would work because it never worked. It was like, it was either too small for the base or too big for the top. Like, you could never get a condom on it that made sense. I mean, I kind of feel bad for him, I guess, like, in a weird way, but I really don't give a shit anymore because not my boyfriend. Somebody else's problem. But I think that might be one of the reasons that we never actually had the sex. 5 years.
I don't know if I regret making you tell me that.
And now all of our footsies know my
I
weird personal business with that guy.
Perfect. What about his bone, though?
Oh, so the bone story. So yeah, there was going somewhere with it. So he was, like I said, he was not a great boyfriend. He was very mentally abusive, very horrible. But one night for my birthday, it's my birthday, by the way.
Right.
We went to eat. I can't. It was a weird place. I don't think it's open anymore. I think they closed it, but I can't remember what it was called. But it was, I want to say maybe like an Applebee's kind of place, sort of, but it wasn't an Applebee's. Anyway, I can't remember what it was called. Not the point. So we went there, and like I said, it was for my birthday, and I didn't want to go there, but that's where we ended up because I'm a pushover, and he got what he wanted. And so I ordered, and I remember specifically because I would never have ordered it if I knew that it was going to be something weird.
Okay.
It was half a chicken breast. And the description of how it was prepared sounded amazing. And to this day, I swear the description of that sounded like it would be incredible. So I ordered it, and I was like, okay. When they brought it to the table, it was half a chicken. It was half of a bird. It had a wing sticking out at me. I was like, you cut a bird in half and put it on my plate. Like, it's a bird. That's a bird. What? Who the fuck would order a bird? And I was like, why do you even have this as a menu option? A half of a bird? And I was mortified, and I was like, I can't eat this. I can't eat this shit. And as soon as it got in front of me, because my friends Wendy and I want to say maybe Erica might have been there, but other friends of mine were there, and they immediately knew, like, oh shit, like they just put a bird in front of John, like he's not gonna eat that. And William made such an asshole out of me to the server. It's like, no, he'll eat it. It's fine. Like he's being ridiculous. He'll eat the fucking bird. So.
And
I was like,
that name though.
Oh shit! Oh god damn it!
It's fine. We got the timestamp.
Do we? What is it?
Oh shit!
This thing doesn't work anymore.
There we go. 1:15.
Oh shit! Can I screenshot it?
Yeah, absolutely. If you can figure it out. There you go.
Anyway, so
yeah, you're gonna have to go.
Beep. Sorry, boob face. Oh shit. So anyway, god damn this fucking phone. You know what? I feel like I need a new phone. So
I'll trade you.
I want to trade in. I kind of might get the new one.
Do it.
They have a plan or whatever for
with the 3 dots that make people uncomfortable.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Well, I want it for the size. Everybody keeps saying stuff to me about this, and I'm like, well, I want it for the capacity for all my music. Because you know me and my music.
Yeah, you got like a...
And I record our podcast on this thing. Do you know how many times I have to remove things from my phone because it won't fit?
That's true.
So, it's logical for me to have a larger phone, but that's the only way to get it is with the fancy new phone. I was like, I don't give a shit about extra lenses. Anyway, so the bird. So, I ate... well, that's the thing. So, I was forced, basically, to be uncomfortable and have to eat. And it was the exact same thing that happened when I was a kid at home. It's like I ate what I thought I could off of it and then got tortured by the fact that I didn't want to go further. Again. And I was like, but I didn't even want it. I was, to this day, that guy, that beeped out name. I can't with that. That makes me so angry. I put up with that for 5 years.
That's rough.
It was awful.
Yeah.
But this is the thing. I'm a pushover. I'm a horrible pushover. Like, I mean, I guess that tells people, you could date me for years and years and years, and I just won't say anything. If you want a boyfriend, come to me. Not really. Please don't.
But also don't.
Don't. I mean, I currently have a boyfriend, so I probably shouldn't take on another one.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless you got a lot of money. I'll take one of those.
Oof.
I'll take a wealthy boyfriend. Then I can have my current boyfriend
you know,
as my side
there's
piece
like
something.
websites where you can find like sugar daddies.
I've heard of that. I think there's apps for that now.
Like Grindr?
Yeah, I'm serious. I think
on.
there is. My friend told me about it. I will not name names. Which I already did, and I fucked up our...
That's fine. It's fine. We got the shot.
Beep.
And yeah, well, no.
Adds to the drama. Now people are going to be like, ooh, what was the name? Why was it so important to beep it out?
It was like a person, like, obviously that person's not listening, and if they are, it's not about you.
No, it's not about you.
Yeah, unless you know.
You know what's funny? Is
like
that description,
corn.
if you understood that as being you, you'd probably question you. Like, are you aware that you're a jerk face?
Oh, I thought you meant the candy corn.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess that too. That is kind of specific.
Yeah, he's got yellow and orange stripes. Like,
yeah, he's got a full-on Halloween-themed penis.
Huh.
Wait, a fall. Well, I guess a fall penis.
Yeah, I guess that would be fall.
Yeah.
Well, now we're with Dr. Frankenstein.
Back to the movie and not
the
dicks.
He's met with the boy, the little boy. I don't know.
I don't want to talk about that anymore.
I already changed the subject, John.
I mean, like, I don't even know why we brought that up. I feel stupid.
Meat on the bone.
Well, I know. I'm just
saying.
I
offered you
like,
wings.
Whatever. Okay. So,
he's trying to be helpful and kind to this young boy. I don't know what's wrong with the boy. Does he have like...
I remembered this scene very differently. Is this... Oh, wait a minute. Has it happened yet?
He met the boy.
Oh, it already happened.
Yeah, and like he doesn't think he can help him. Maybe.
What was wrong with him? Oh, they never said.
I don't know.
Is
maybe
that the book of the dead?
The what?
The book of the recently deceased?
The handbook of the recently deceased?
Yeah, is that book right there? It looks like it. It totally is. Huh. Tim Burton got it from this movie. This movie inspired everybody.
Inspired a lot.
I can't guarantee any of that.
What does that say?
Oh, no, it's something else. Oswald Cobblepot? I don't know. Also Tim Burton. I bet Tim Burton liked this movie, though. I bet you.
Did...
You know what I wonder about this, though? Because you know how I told you America got butchered? And I don't think that the actual film, what we're watching now, was released again in America until 2003. So I don't know if the film that we are do you know what I'm saying? Like, I think it was the inspiration that all these directors have of this movie. Is it this version, or is it the edited version? I guess Face Off John Woo would have had to have seen the original somehow. Maybe in France. Because he copied it exactly. So we had to see that.
He's had to have seen it.
He's had to have seen it.
Yeah.
Did I tell you about... I don't think I've ever mentioned this before. Talking about copying people.
Keep it going.
The Federico Fellini film, And the Ship Sails On, which is such a good film.
There was an American release in 1962.
Oh, 62. Was it
the
full version, or was it still
the edits that Dr. Faustus removed the parts of the heterographing scene, as well as scenes from Dr. Geisner. And it was the double feature with the Manster. Invasion of the Outer Space, Two-Headed Monster. That's it. That's all I've got. Huh.
Nothing about 2003 or anything, or?
No, nothing about 2003. I want to know when it was unedited. I'll find it.
Well, I know for a fact 2003 is when they re-released it in theaters, and then that's when Criterion released it later on DVD, and then eventually on Blu-ray. Which I have to say, can I just side note?
Go ahead.
I have not watched my Blu-ray. I've owned this for years on Blu-ray because I had to have it on Bluray.
Of course.
But I've never watched it. I have to say, it's gorgeous.
Of course.
I meant to mention that earlier because I was like shocked at how beautiful it looks. Because I don't think their DVD looked this good. Well, I mean, I guess Blu-ray is supposed to look better, but
yeah, that's part
Criterion
of, like, the whole...
usually isn't too far off from their DVD because they do a good job anyway. But I feel like this is way better than the DVD. But I don't know. Anyway, it looks gorgeous.
Yeah, it only mentions being edited for the U.S., but there were other versions that were released in the UK as well, and Austria, South Korea, Sweden. So people could have gotten their hands on, like, the unedited version, I'm sure.
Oh, okay.
Like...
well, I feel like even somebody like Martin Scorsese or whatever, he used to, like, lock himself in his house of some sort, like whatever, in Los Angeles, but he would get prints of foreign films and they would just sit and watch films all day long. So I'm pretty sure something like that could have happened where an underground kind of somebody got a copy of the film and they watch it maybe at colleges or museums or something, you know.
And my dad had a copy of Shogun Assassin, which I knew at the time was no longer, like, in print in America. Like, it was, like, one of those, like, restricted from American, like, whatever is how they, like, talked about it. It was, like, forbidden. Not, like, forbidden, but, like...
We just mentioned this, didn't we? What was it? Totoro, I think. Was, like, only shown in China for the first time in, like...
Yeah.
Something recent. Like,
but
Aquaman,
I'm sure people...
2017, I think.
Yeah, but I'm sure there's people in China who had seen it.
They had, yes.
Yeah.
It was still popular because it was finally released officially. It's kind of like a Clockwork Orange.
It might be something like that.
With a Clockwork Orange, it was banned in the... Well, actually, it's a fascinating story. It wasn't banned. Mm-hmm. But... all the violent crimes and copycats and stuff that were going on because of the film in Britain. Stanley lived in Britain at the time, and he kept getting death threats from people, and he was concerned about his children who were going to school, and he's like, pull it, please do not show this in Britain anymore. So he, as a director, which is super fucking crazy, that he had that much control over his films, he said, like, a whole... country.
Yeah.
It could not be shown in that country until after he passed away. And finally, after he passed, they finally re-released it in Britain, and everybody was like, "Whoa!"
Crime.
Even though they all
crime rate went up again.
I mean, obviously they had seen it at some point, but you know, what I mean? Like, it's still the same thing. It's exciting that now we can finally actually watch it. So we're
and you can get like a proper version. Of it. Yeah.
So, and I just thought that was fascinating. I mean, that's fascinating. I think the only two people that I can think of that had that much control, especially with Warner Brothers, which is kind of funny, is Prince and Stanley Kubrick. Because Prince did kind of the same thing.
Man, you love those two people, too.
Of course I do. But they did. But I think that was also the respect that the company has for that artist. And, like, we want to make sure that you're okay and your family's okay. So, we're going to pull that film.
Well, not only that, but, like, you bring us a lot of money. So if we didn't do this, like, what would that ruin in the future?
Which is kind of funny in a dark way, because Stanley Kubrick's next film was Barry Lyndon, and it didn't do very well. Actually, you know what? Hold on, because I might have watched something or read something. I can't remember what it was, but statistically, it actually did do well financially. But I think it was just the critics and everybody just panned it so badly and reviewed it badly.
Right.
That it felt like it wasn't a success. But technically, Barry Lyndon did very well. Because it was Stanley Kubrick. Everyone's going to go see a Stanley Kubrick film.
Of course.
But, and that, I did not know that. I always assumed that it bombed in the box office because of Stanley's disappointment with it. But it turns out that no, it actually did do well. It was just... the reviews were so bad.
Yeah.
Which is funny that, like, a badly reviewed movie, you know, financially, it's like, still Stanley. Fuck y'all. I still make the cash.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of badly reviewed movies in Hollywood that still make money.
Yeah. So the next victim woke up, and she freaking out. She got scissors hanging off of her.
Yeah, and Porcelain Face over here is looking real creepy. Like, she has a voice. We've heard her talk and, like, form words, but she likes to do this creepy
she really doesn't
thing.
Talk much when she's in the mask.
Yeah.
Or without her face. Oh, but she also... There's no voice hole. That sounds weird.
There's a little slit in between the lips, yeah. Between the lips. Oh, we missed the... we were talking over the part where where she was begging her... I don't know, mother figure to kill her?
Oh, did we miss that?
Yeah, you see there's a little hole in between the lips? Oh, maybe she tells her now? No, she stabs her here. Instead of using her words. Oh, in her throat. I thought
right
it was
in her
chest.
scar. Right in her scar.
Pourquoi?
Pourquoi? I think in Italian it's perché.
It is.
Yeah.
Or in Spanish. Porque.
That is kind of sad.
Yeah.
I feel bad for her.
And she's like, I kidnapped a lot of women for you. In your face.
I feel like.
But it wasn't for
end,
her.
I mean, obviously, it's very sad.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very sad. But honestly, I think in the end, like when she's dying with that thing sticking out of her neck, she's probably like, I kind of deserve this. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I feel like I probably would. I'd be like, well,
killed at least 3 people, or at least disposed of their bodies.
I'm responsible for 3 people dying.
A minimum. Who knows?
A minimum, yeah. That's true.
Like what she had to go through for her.
So now what's happening is she's going through the dog kennel with all the experimental dogs, opening up all the cages to let them go.
Yep.
And she's also going to do the same for the
birds,
doves in the big cage.
Ooh, and then resemble the painting that we saw in the beginning.
Yep, basically. And so what happens now is these dogs are like, oh, the doctor that fucked us up. Oh, girl, guess what we gonna do? We're gonna eat him.
Oh, it's just one dog eating him right now. Oh, there they are.
Here we go.
There they are.
Here we go.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that stunt
brutal.
guy.
That is brutal.
Look how padded
like
his
Game of
shirt
Thrones
is.
shit.
Yeah, dude, to be eaten alive by dogs?
Oh, can you imagine?
That would be rough. Those dogs are roughing up each other just to go in and get a bite.
This must have been a very dangerous thing. You can see all the padding in his outfit, though.
Yeah. Well, it's still like...
But still, it's pretty...
Like, even if the dogs aren't biting you, to be trampled by them like that still sucks.
Well, not only that, but, like, I feel like even the stunt person, their face seems to be exposed.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine?
Yeah.
Those dogs are going to go for your fucking throat. I wonder if he lived. This is a horror film.
Also, look how well trained those doves are. She grabs each one and throws them out.
This whole end sequence, I loved this. Mm-hmm. We are approaching the end, people.
Yeah.
You'll be rid of us soon. But
and she was so surprised that there's just like doves around her. Every time she wears that mask, she looks like a new she acts like she's new to the world.
Just for the record, this is what it sounds like when doves cry.
I hate you. I was hanging on every word. And I was duped. Oh, look at his eyeball.
I love this.
I love this image, though.
This is so beautiful.
It's so creepy.
It's not just... Because I love the fact that they also did it at night.
Yeah.
It's not during the day. It's not a bright, beautiful, oh, I'm seeing the world. It's like, no, it's still fucking creepy. But it's beautiful. She's going to
go into the world and rip off her mask and horrify people.
I wonder, like, what happened to her?
Yeah.
Oh, I never mentioned a couple of things that I wanted to mention. I
mentioned them right now.
So the director of this film, what was it, Georges Franju? He also did a remake of a Louis Fillard
Maybe.
A silent film series called Judas. Or
Judas?
Judas?
The guy who betrayed Jesus?
No. I'm probably saying it
Duval?
wrong.
The guy who stole repoed organs?
It's... I don't know. It's... it's...
Hey Jude, the song popularized by the Beatles?
Well, I'm pretty sure they wrote it.
No.
Written and
I won't
performed by the
believe
Beatles.
that they wrote a thing.
You know, when I was younger, I always wanted to go to a party where everybody sang "Hey Jude" and I got to sing along. You know, like a big sing along kind of. You know what I'm talking about?
Like for like na I won't. Yeah.
Judex.
That's it. You didn't want to do anything extra for the thing. You just wanted to be a part of that.
I just wanted to be part of it.
Oh.
And then I never did it. But then I did not go to a party with my friends in Gainesville because I was like, I don't want to drive over there. And it happened.
Oh, wow.
They sang Hey Jude, and I missed it.
You know, like, we could just go to a bar, put that on the jukebox.
Yeah, but it's not the same if you don't know everybody. I want to be friends with everybody.
Isn't it better if you
it's
don't
not
know
in
anybody?
He did a remake of Fiolade French cereal series. What am I saying to you?
Like French cereal?
Like, no, French.
Like the breakfast treat?
Fiolade did silent films in 1890s and whatever.
Okay.
But he did like Les Vampires. He did Judex or however you say it. I don't know. Judas, maybe Judas.
Because two is D,
Well,
right?
it's
D-U-X.
I was trying to look at the spelling, but it's not written in there. It's.
You have to sound like you're about to spit on something.
Judas.
There you go. Yeah.
Maybe. However it's said.
Yeah.
It has an X at the end of it. Whatever. I don't know. But anyway, he did a remake of that, and I wanted to bring it up because it's amazing. So if you wanted to watch one of this guy's films, another one of his films, I highly recommend that. If you can figure out.
For those of you listening, it's Judas.
But it was. I remember Criterion released it at some point. Obviously, and that's how I have it. I have the Blu-ray, but they posted on their. They used to do they might still do, but I don't know. I haven't seen one in a while. But they would post videos on their YouTube or whatever. Like clips from movies, just a random scene from a movie.
Yeah.
And I remember the one that they posted from that one. I was like, I have to see this. Not just have to see it. I have to own this film based on one scene that they showed. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. It was like a party scene, a French, party scene of some sort, and very sophisticated. And there's randomly a guy with the head of a bird walking around this party. And I was like, I have to own this. And then when I actually watched the film, I have never seen the actual series by Fiolade. Which is sad, because I own his other ones.
Yeah.
But that's just the one that I've never seen, and I haven't bought it because it's usually pretty pricey. And it's only on DVD.
Yeah, so it's it's pricey,
when I
but
have
it's $40 still on Blu-ray.
Someday and I'm wealthy, I'll do that. But
when I'm a rich man and have $40.
$40. Well, $40 for that is kind of...
I agree.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I'll probably spend maybe about that much for...
I spent that much on groceries today.
And Phantomas is one of his Fiolades, which I highly recommend. Anything by Fiolade, go watch. It's amazing. All of it. I was just watching Les Vampires the other night. I love it. So good. But it's serials. They would do it's not like a typical... Because back when it was silent films and they would do, especially at that time period, for the French, I believe they were involved in war of some sort, maybe? I don't know. But
there was a revolution for sure.
Well, because what was happening was he would, Les Vampires specifically, I remember, he would do an episode and would kind of tie it all up or whatever. Here's Les Vampires. Here's an episode. Here's whatever. But it was kind of like Aeon Flux. You know how like Peter Chung would kill off Aeon Flux in every single short because he wasn't sure if he was going to do another one.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what Filad did, because he was like, I don't know if we're going to be able to make another one because of all the turmoil that's going on. So
that's the best approach.
Tighten it up. So
kill him off.
He ended up making it's a long series, but they're short kind of films that all kind of make up a long running story. But it all kind of, each episode kind of, it's like almost like a television show, but just silent films. And everybody would be so excited to go see the next episode or whatever when it came out in the theater. In the theaters and the cinemas. Anyway, beside that, so he made the one, and definitely should see it. And like I was going to say, when I purchased it and watched it, it did not disappoint. It was so good. Like, the bird head scene, of course, was fantastic, but like the whole movie as a whole is so good. I mean, just like this, it does not disappoint. It's such a good film. So I recommend that. Oh, we should do that. Do you have recommendations?
Always.
Well, we should do that. We should start doing that from now on. Like when you watch a film, recommendations.
If you like this,
watch this. Yeah. So mine would be the film I can't pronounce by the same director. Je de by Georges. I forgot. Something.
Oh, Georges Franju?
Franju. Yeah. So, yeah, I highly recommend that. What about you?
The only thing I can think of is Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Which we'll do...
This week?
This week. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Oh, crap. I'm gonna have a hard time with this the whole time we're doing it.
That's why I keep calling it a double feature, so I remember each week it's 2.
Oh, there you go. That makes... Oh, you're smart. So join us on Thursday for the second half of our double feature. It's going to be Texas Chainsaw Massacre, or
the Massacre
they made fun of in Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, Texas Chainsaw Mascara. They didn't really make fun of it, but
that's funny.
It was a funny joke in the movie. Not very funny afterwards, though, because it had a whole gay violence scene. It was kind of bad.
Ooh, the movie's also not very funny. So
which one?
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh, I thought you meant Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. I was like, it's a very funny movie, and also very heartwarming.
Yeah,
I cried several times.
No, Texas Chainsaw. Ooh, I cried too. In
For
Texas
what?
Chainsaw.
Oh, Texas? I haven't seen it. I'm very excited about it.
I know. Super pumped for you
to
watch it.
Murdery, isn't it?
A little bit. I hope.
Because it says chainsaw in the title, so I'm assuming that somebody's probably going to get hacked up with a chainsaw.
Maybe. It's the first one of...
What, 80s?
It's like old horror where they'll title something based on like a little thing. It doesn't necessarily have to be throughout.
Now I have seen the opening of maybe a more recent one, I think, of this Texas Chainsaw situation, where I believe it happens. I don't know.
Tell me.
I feel like it might be picking up where this one left, like the very end of this one is how the other one started, maybe?
Sure.
I don't know.
How did it start? Was it a bunch of
they go to a house
in a van?
No, it's like there's people in a house and they're all weird and fucked up.
It's a lot of movies.
I don't know. I guess
that's a lot of horror movies.
Maybe it was a different movie altogether. I don't know.
Nah, it might be that one.
I don't know. It was newer, whatever it was, and everybody was excited about it. And I watched the first few minutes, and then I went to bed. It's like I don't want to watch this.
Oh, do you think maybe that was like the Rob Zombie version of Halloween? Was it Halloween? And then like the family was making fun of Michael, and they were making fun of him masturbating.
It's like somebody drove up to an old rickety-looking shack house, and there was a crazy-ass family inside that was all nutbags. And they wanted to murder everybody. I don't know. Maybe my memory could be, who knows?
No, maybe that's it.
I don't know.
Maybe that's it. I don't think it's the first few minutes, if that's the case.
Well, no, I'm saying like the beginning of that movie. Mm-hmm. That's what I was told was like the end of this one, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I don't know though. I could be wrong.
I need to check this out. Maybe it's one that I missed.
Maybe.
Texas Chainsaw is one of my favorites.
There's a bunch of them though, isn't there? There's a whole bunch.
Yeah, there's a lot. And some of them have what's his face? Oh, I can't remember his name.
Jason brings it up all the time. I don't know. Some guy, Matthew Modine. No, that's
Matthew McConaughey was in one of them.
Matthew McConaughey, that's the one. And somebody else was in it.
Renee Zellweger.
Yep, that's
yeah. And in that one, the guy who played the uncle, I can't remember his name, Dennis
Hopper?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and then he's in a bunch after that.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, and then he becomes like a big character in the Texas Chainsaw universe.
Huh, okay.
But he's in the first one or the second one? It's been a while since I've seen the first one, but I know he's related to the family, to the Weird family. There is a Weird family.
See, it must be something like that. Like, you know how, like, Evil Dead...
Yeah.
And then Evil Dead 2...
Army of Darkness?
up the first movie... within, like, the first, 20 minutes of the...
Okay.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, or, like, Hatchet and Hatchet 2?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't see all that. I saw the Evil Dead movies.
Okay.
Not the third one, not Army of Darkness.
Oh, that's the third one?
The first one
Apologies.
was Evil Dead, and then there was Evil Dead 2, and in that one, he basically retold what happened in the first one in, like, the first few minutes of the second one, like a summary, and then moved on to, like, this is what happened afterwards.
Okay,
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then the Army of Darkness. I love that fucking movie. That was great. That was a great fucking movie. Sam Raimi, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sam Raimi.
He's pretty good.
He's going to be at Spooky Empire.
He did the Xena.
Him and Bruce Campbell are going to be.
Hercules. I didn't watch that, but he did that.
Xena, I loved.
Yeah.
Xena.
Well,
and Hercules and all the crossovers.
It was the time because I got introduced to Xena, and that's how I found out who Sam Raimi was, and I was like, oh. And then I watched the Evil Deads because of that, and I was like, okay.
That's so funny.
And then I saw Spider-Man, and I was like, oh, well, okay.
And then he did, and then after that he did like what? Drag Me to Hell was after that.
I have no clue. I stopped paying attention.
Right on.
Because I didn't care anymore.
Right on.
I don't know. The Spider-Man movies were okay.
They were okay.
I think it was like at the time it was exciting because it hadn't happened.
At the time it was good. Yeah. Fun. But then like the third one, like you begin to stop caring.
Kinda.
You didn't invest in that Spider-Man the way you would invest in other.
I also didn't have a problem with it like everybody else did. I didn't see because I also love the actors in the third one. Mm-hmm. So I was excited to see them in movie. I was like, oh, I like this guy. I like this woman. Like, this is fun. And everybody else is like, this is bullshit. And I was like, well, I think he's fantastic. Because it was Doc Ock. Is that his name?
Dr. Octopus?
He was played by, Alfred Molina? Maybe? I believe? And then the woman that played his assistant, or his wife, or whatever, I don't know, maybe both, she, this is going to be the weird one, she was in Center Stage.
I used to love that movie. I went through a dance movie phase. Just kidding. I've never been out of my dance movie phase.
I'm still in mine.
Yeah.
I want Center Stage again, so I can watch it.
Where's the Criterion on that?
Yeah, seriously, Criterion. Come on, Criterion. You're eavesdropping on this. Center Stage. She played the director of the school or whatever. Like, she was like the woman, like...
Yeah.
She was a former dancer. And could dance. So anyway, she played and I recognized her immediately. I was like, oh, Center Stage! And everybody else was like, boo! This movie's stupid!
You were like, oh.
I thought it was great. I don't know. I'm just different, though. I also don't get into it as like everybody else with the superhero shit. I'll watch it for entertainment because I think it's fun. But I don't get into it and nitpick it like everybody else
Something
does.
I don't think is fair about superhero movies is that superhero comics, especially the ones that are being turned into... The ones that people are complaining about. Though, like, the X-Men... Well, people don't really complain about the X-Men as much, but, like...
Well, the third one, I could even get behind picking up that one.
Well, like, alright, so...
Because that was shitty. Especially when I knew it was supposed to happen.
Right.
Because it was... Emma Frost was going to be played by Sigourney Weaver.
I didn't know that!
Yeah, and they fucked that up real big.
Oh.
And because Bryan Singer went off to do stupid fucking Superman that nobody cared about. And...
People will be really mad about, like, the characters and, like, who they're with and who they're not with, or what their powers do, what their order of stuff is, like, who ran what, who's good, who's bad. And so, like, people will get, like, super upset about, like, these little things, but comic books, especially, like, Marvel and DC, those will either have multiple series, or the whole comic... like everything in the structure will get revamped, like, which is why you have like DC 52 or like what do they call it, New Marvel or whatever. Like the whole company will.
This is above my pay grade. I don't know.
The whole company will stop and then restart, and then everything will have a new storyline.
Okay, that sounds exhausting.
Yeah. So like, don't be mad because this is just another parallel.
Well, that's the other thing. Like, especially Spider-Man. Like, look how many they've remade. Like, they've rebooted it 18,000 times.
Have you seen Into the Spider-Verse though?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
It's brilliant.
I've heard it was good.
It's brilliant. It's the best superhero movie I've ever seen.
It's on all the things now. It's
so Netflix, just watch it.
And HBO, whatever.
And then also watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre, directed by Tobe Hooper, because that's what we're
doing next.
Yeah,
Thursday.
Yep. Alrighty, and we'll be sure to like, subscribe, and review. And email us at onefootpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, you know all the things.
Mm-hmm.
1 Foot Podcast on Instagram. And probably on the Facebooks. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll post like stuff maybe.
There'll be things there. You can find us. Just search.
And we'll see you then. Bye-bye.